Hello dear viewers and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, or as we like to call it here on the GonzoEwok channel,
Geordie Space Program.
So I think we should maybe get my save game loaded up here and hop straight back in.
I'll be doing that.
And recapping on what we did in the last two-part episode that we put out a few days back. I think we kind of came to the conclusion that really what we need to do is farm some science off the planet first.
Yeah, I mean, we managed to make it to
the
the moon. We crashed headlong into it, but I think one of the issues is we just do not have the equipment that's necessary, so we're going to need to build up the science reserves to unlock some new equipment, some improved equipment.
So, off the back of that, then I think what we need to do is put together some smaller rockets here, and then maybe see if we can start aiming at some of the different biomes around the planet, and see if we can maybe get some science, do a few soil samples, a few Q reports. Yeah, take one of those bad boys as well.
So I'll make a basic lander with science station and 2 goo rockets, or goo canisters. I'll put them on the side.
Yeah, that was going to drive my OCD a little bit crazy there, I think, if they were just going to be plonked down on the front.
Over the hatch that opens.
Yeah. I don't think that actually causes much of a problem.
It doesn't cause a problem, but I'm a little bit like you. I've got a little bit OCD. I know it wouldn't work, so even though it does work, I don't want to do it. I'm going to stick some parachutes on here because it's going to be a rough landing. Now, the science station's quite sensitive, so I'll stick 3 on, just to be on the safe side.
It's a lot of parachutes.
It's a lot of parachutes. And I'll stick a small engine on the bottom, just in case we need to sort of adjust our trajectory as we're coming in to land.
Right, yeah,
in case like we're sort of overshooting or undershooting and we want to add the little extra poke. But I think we're going to have one set of main rockets to try and take us there if you think that's a good plan.
Do me a favour as well, put some legs on it.
Put some legs on it.
You know I do like a good pair of legs.
Now,
what are you doing with that?
This is a little hint I picked up to sort of spread your legs out. But it gives you a wider surface area when you land, so if you land as top heavy, like this one is, or like other ones can be, it spreads the legs out a bit wider, makes the landing a little bit more stable.
That's very clever.
Yeah, someone from an internet forum gave me that hint, so I'd give them a shout out, but I honestly can't remember what their handle was.
Okay.
Whoever you are, if you're watching, I am very sorry. Right, so we'll stick a decoupler on, and I don't think we're going to need too much power for this. Is the plan to get into orbit and then come down from orbit, or do you think we should just try and land on it without even hitting orbit?
To be honest, in my own career mode that I've been playing over the past few days, I didn't bother trying to aim for orbit, because this was the first thing that I did before I'd unlocked anything, just with some very basic rockets.
So let's stick maybe 2 on there and then some solid fuels to help get it off the ground?
I mean, yeah, we can do. I mean, I don't even think we'd need solid fuels, to be honest, but there's no harm in whacking them on, I suppose.
There's no harm in the extra poke. And bear in mind, this is a manoeuvre that you've done before. I've never done any in-planet manoeuvres.
Slap a couple of decouplers on that as well.
Yeah, you'll notice that I'm shooting across the different tabs, not really knowing where I'm going. It's been maybe 2 weeks since we recorded the last video, is that right?
It'll be about that, I think.
And I haven't actually played since then, so I've kind of already forgotten what I'm doing, which is a good start.
Insider news as well, one thing that I should probably mention is as well that Ewoks pulled us away from my house to come across and do some recording on this fine February afternoon. And, on my career mode, I've currently got quite a beefy little lander with some decent rockets and plenty of fuel going around the moon. So I think I've just about cracked how to do this.
Well, on my career mode, I have successfully landed on the moon. I've got some video footage of it, but I might splice it on at the end of one of these videos just to prove that I am not as incapable as I sometimes seem. I'd forgotten we haven't even got the bloody girders, so that's not going to sit on the runway very well, is it?
The struts. The landing.
I'll have to put the larger boosters on it just to give it some surface area to lie on. So we've both made it to the moon, but I think you're closer to making it back than I am.
Yeah, providing. I mean, I did a quick save while I've kind of got like a decent orbit going around. Why are you putting? Oh, 2. There we go. Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's not really liking it. See, I'm snapping this one on there. What I'll do is I'll just take symmetry mode off and snap the 2 on separately and see if that works any better.
Cool.
There's one. Try and get them more or less balanced. Yeah, this
is the danger.
That it's going to just be wonky as hell.
Well, that's not going to do it.
Yeah, this isn't going well. I wonder if the legs are getting in the way of symmetry mode there. Wonky as piss, as we like to say.
Indeed.
Well, that'll
We've got
do.
some serious clipping going on there with the...
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually. They're probably going to explode. Oh, now I don't know what to do.
Oh, just whack some of the smaller ones on and just set the fucking thing off before it tips over. We'll just have to be quick when we get onto the launch pad, alright?
Okay, that's a good plan. Because we can't be sitting here all day. Right, so we've got solid fuels, then the decouplers, then the liquid fuel, then the decoupler, then the next fuel, and then the parachute. It has put it perfect. What would you like to name this one? Have you got an idea?
Well, in my career mode, I'd called it the Suborbital Explorer, but that's a very, very fucking dry title for Geordie Space Program.
It is the Suborbital Morpho Machine.
Well, that'll do. I was personally going to suggest that we should maybe call it the Geordie Invasion, but we're going to stick with Suborbital Morpho Machine. I think that works well.
Would it be sub-orbital? I don't know. I'm not going to spend too long
that's fair enough.
worrying about that. Save the design in case we need it again.
Launch it.
No. We need to pick a designated crew member, because Bob's earned some time off from his last couple.
Right, Bob's the only guy that we've got left in an orange jumpsuit as well, so...
Bilski.
There we go, he'll do.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't know how to do these interplanetary or...
That's alright, just start getting yourself up. So what we'd need to do is really, you know how when you're trying to get into orbit, you would tilt across towards the 90? Well,
Yeah.
obviously we're not really bothered about doing that for the time being. So probably
Well,
what
the
we should
pole's
do-
probably a good place to go. We're slightly closer to the
We
south.
could do pole, or we could even tilt across opposite of 90, which is 180, I think, on the North Pole. Basically, you'll be turning left instead of right. We could see if that would work.
And there's some deserts over there.
There's some desert and there's some mountainous bits over there as well. Oh, shit, get rid of them. We probably should have been paying a bit more attention. And probably turning your engine on would be...
Well, I'm going to shoot for the pole, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
I fancy the pole.
I managed to get the South Pole all right. I struggled a little bit with the North Pole.
Oops.
What have you done now?
I pressed the wrong button. I've knocked the engine off. I'd just like to point out, this isn't my fault. I'm using a different keyboard than normal. My normal keyboard broke. It's an entirely different setup. Okay, I'm back in control. I may have lost all of our upwards thrust.
It's alright, don't worry about it. Just keep aiming across in that direction. Remember, it's not about height, it's more about length here. Distance, although that's pretty shitty distance.
It is, because I lost all of the forward momentum. So we may be slightly knackered on this run, but let's just keep going.
It's a shame we've collected water.
We've
Because
because you're pretty sure we're going to drop in the ocean here.
Yeah.
Tis but a drop in the ocean, my friend.
Well,
Yeah, this is an epic failure.
but you've got the principle, though. That's the thing.
I've got
This
the
is more of a
principle.
simulation more than anything else.
Shall I just shoot this thing back to Earth? Because we ain't getting anywhere. We're nearly out of fuel.
Fair enough. Okay, then yeah. I mean, it's
So this is a false start.
now if there was one little sort of picture or one little bit of footage that summarised Geordie Space Program in like a second, I think we've got it here, which is kind of pointing away from big scary space directly back at the fucking planet full throttle.
It's okay. At least we did it quick. So we should be back with a more successful launch very shortly. There's the new lander design. What do you think of that?
It looks quite nice.
It looks quite sexy, doesn't it?
I'm just looking on the right hand side there as well. Is that no? That's your left. Yeah, right.
That tiny little island.
That's the island with the
That's
little
got something
landing
on it.
strip in it. I'm sure it's a landing strip. I think.
Is it?
I'm not sure if this is right or not, but I think in a very early build of the game, I think that's where the space centre was, possibly. I think I heard that somewhere in maybe another video that I was watching.
Well, that is news to me. I did not know that.
I've in my single player campaign just started building, sort of trying to build kind of like a space plane, but more kind of like a
using the opportunity here to try and test my landing skills, if you're wondering.
That's pretty snazzy, really, considering when like kind of 1G gravity here as well, rather than like lunar gravity. It's not going too bad, really.
Well, absolutely not. I mean,
Going to try and land at the beach and have a little barbecue, eh?
why not? I mean, I don't think we'll get any extra science for this. Actually, we might, because I don't think we've used the science station at all on Kerbal.
100% successful journey.
I am out of fuel, so we're going to have to launch the parachutes there, which is a shame. I'm not convinced this has got the poke. You know, I'm tempted to just take one of our interstellar craft and try and make the landing with that. What do you think?
I thought it was maybe a little bit conservative on the fuel.
Well, you know me, I'm perhaps a little too conservative for my own good when it comes to rocket design.
This is what I've been learning when I've been playing back around at mine as well. What I've found is lots of rockets and lots of fuel is better than less rockets and not enough fuel.
That's probably a decent argument there.
Painfully simplistic, but I think the point is really that...
Oh, we got 3 science there from the goo.
Awesome.
How much did we get for this? 7.5 science. You see, this was a worthwhile journey after all.
Should we get some sand as well? Should we hop out and get some sand? I don't think we've got any sand.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too far from the beach. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. So, I'll do a crew report here. 1.5 science. This is going fantastic. And then I'll jump out and fall. It's so graceful. It's really unusual how late into the game you have to go before you actually unlock ladders, which you think is a relatively simplistic piece of technology. I was going to say space age technology, but I think the ladder probably predates the rocket powered spacecraft.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we've had ladders in Newcastle since at least 1995.
That's true. Yeah, we got them shortly before we got cash machines.
Yep.
Is there actually a beach here?
I think just grab some here. It's counted as the shores. It'll be a biome rather than physically what you're standing on. Might as well just
take a surface sample.
9
science. 9 science. This is amazing. 2.4 just for the EVA report. Okay, and bring him home.
Don't revert.
No,
never revert.
Wrong button. Space Centre.
That's the one.
My apologies. Never revert. And Nelly broke the golden rule there.
No revert, no surrender.
So Bilski Kerman, pick him up. He comes with 11.4 science.
Spot on.
And the suborbital morpho machine itself, we've recovered that with 12.8 science.
That's got to give her enough to get something else. Should have a look.
I'm not sure it does, but we'll have a look. No harm in looking. Oh, we're now 45. So what we've got flight control.
Gantries and struts.
Oh no, that looks good because that's got the tri-coupler, which means you can stick 3 rockets onto the bottom.
Totally, that's what I've been using.
We need more rockets. Yeah, okay, then we've got that.
We've got struts. We've got the things that hold your rocket up straight, so that's pretty good. And we've also got the.
I'm going to load our last machine. What was our last machine? That was the nipple party, wasn't it?
I think it was. You're going to take the nipple party.
I'm going to take the nipple party to the South Pole. Now that should have enough power to get us there. You think?
Yeah, I'd hope so.
I bloody hope so. If I remember rightly, this one was a little hard to control on the initial launch.
Well, I suppose really just aim it straight up until you've got rid of them solid fuels and then worry about where you're going to go. Like, fuel shouldn't be an issue.
Oh, actually, I seem to remember there was some issue with the staging on this. But that's a bridge we'll cross when we come to it.
Fuck it, hit space. Throttle up as well. What are you doing?
I'm trying to throttle up. It's not recognising my keyboard input. It's recognising my left, right, up and down. It's recognising my space. There we go. Throttle up. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I've got a dodgy cable connection.
Well, really, this would be quite nice now that we've got the struts. If we could just strap all of those bandy parts at the bottom together, stop them flaring out like a friggin' hippie pair of bell bottoms.
Yeah, I'm sure it would help if I wasn't in this horrible spin, especially when it comes to actually correcting the angle of attack.
You see there's the red line on the nav pole, that's north, so basically just aim south.
Well, this is true. You make it sound so fucking simple.
Well, it is, it's just a friggin' compass.
It's just rocket science.
Just a compass.
I get that, but now it's spinning around faster. I'm worried bits are going to start to explode. I mean, this is a bitch to control because it's so big.
Right, I can tell you this now. If you don't make it here, there's going to be a fucking mutiny, and I'm going to jump onto the keyboard and I'll take with it.
Okay.
See what it's like when friggin' Gonzo starts flying.
You see, really I should be tilting now, but it's too early because this rocket is too big. I'm going to cut the fuel, drop them off, drop that off, and boost that. Whoa.
But yeah, got to the North Pole then by the looks of it. No.
Okay, I'll go to the North Pole.
I've never been to the North Pole. I'm not sure if there's any difference between the North and the South Poles.
I'm presuming, having never been to either of them, that they both act as the same biome type.
I think, aye.
But I mean, I've got absolutely no definitive proof to that. It's not looking very northward. But
it is. Look,
we'll get there. We'll get
there. It's moving in the right direction.
And this works. You've done this. This is going to get us lots of signs.
I wouldn't say a lot. Gets enough. I mean, we've got.
I really should have that in this stage.
Yeah, that would help.
I think that's what went wrong
Might
last
have to
time.
right-click on it and turn it on manually. Activate it. Hey, there we go.
There we go. Bit extra thrust. Oh, now this is it's leaning out nicely now, isn't it? We'll get there in no time. It's quite a big planet, though. I'm still relatively confident.
Oh, we're fine. Absolutely fine, mate.
Whoa. It's very, very leany. I'm wondering if they're not all quite balanced. I feel like we're going nowhere fast. Although we are going at over 800 metres a second.
Nearly a kilometre a second, see we're flying.
Oh yeah, you were right to suggest this. You were definitely right. I take back what I was saying about
Probably,
you to everybody.
I think we've got enough height, just aim more towards the horizon, so more north now.
Okay.
Bring it back towards where the red and the blue bits meet.
I know. I'm just doing it gently because every time I make an adjustment it spins me around a bit. And I want to make sure we get a nice, good angle of
Good
approach.
finesse.
Oh, hang on, we just lost those engines. So
Don't need them.
that was sexy. I love the way they fell apart there.
That's it. We've got enough height.
We've got another 2 engines.
Now, the key to it is we're coming up towards the sort of the upper stages of the atmosphere. We don't want to go too much higher, otherwise that's just going to start slowing us down if we start bouncing around on the upper atmosphere, I think. Nearly there. What you want to do is aim for the far side of the North Pole, because then we'll naturally slow down, and then that'll bring it in a little bit. So kind of try to aim to overshoot where you want to go.
You see, I've always found that you tend to overshoot, but that's when you're coming in from... Well, we are coming in from space. We are actually in space now.
Yeah.
We've passed the threshold.
Right, so wait until we're kind of on the far end of a fart, and then... Okay. Right, so wait until we're kind of getting there.
Okay, and 5, 4, 3. Let's cut it
Do
off
it
here.
now, do it now. Aye, that'll do. Because what we'll find is that'll naturally start coming back a little bit, probably a lot more once we start coming down back through the atmosphere.
Well, I'll get rid of this spare rocket.
I was going to say probably not, because that fuel would be quite useful if we needed another little bit of a boost.
We've got a small engine on the bottom of this.
That's not going to be any good.
It'll be fine. I mean, we're coming in from orbit.
I just think that trajectory...
Our apoapsis is 144 kilometres.
I think that'll drop off very quickly once we'll come back through the atmosphere.
I really don't think so. I think it's going to be fine. So I'm zooming forward. Probably best to maybe slow down now and get a grip of where we are. You see, this is looking pretty good to me. If we went straight down, we're pretty much guaranteed to hit the very jagged lines there. Eh?
Looks a bit Minecrafty. Yeah, I found actually, I'm not sure if it was just my shit computer, but when I was at the South Pole, it looked a bit grim. I always imagined the South Pole would be a bit more sort of magical, sort of Skyrim-y kind of place.
If anything, we're above it now, so I'm tempted to burn a little bit apoapsis to slow us down.
Don't do anything fancy, just... What are you doing?
I'm just slowing the arc down a bit, because we're clearly not going to overshoot. We're already above it. Now I'm making sure we're not going to overshoot.
I see your logic. Okay, I retract. What was that?
I think that's one of our rockets.
Right.
Nipple party debris. It's not a good nipple party if there isn't lots of debris afterwards.
It's a typical Saturday morning in the big market. Your cats are going apeshit at the door, and that's driving us mental.
You're just going to have to put up with it. The other choice is have them in the recording room with us.
Okay, I'll just apologise to our lovely viewers out there. If you hear any banging or clattering going on, that's Ewok's cats.
Or the nipple party.
Well, a bit of both, really. Why can't you have cats at a nipple party?
This was a cracking suggestion, but if I land here and we get fuck all science...
You'll get shitloads. I mean, come on, look how ecstatic they were when we discovered water. Now we're going to find frozen water.
That's true, that is a certain achievement for Kerbal kind.
Can you remember that time where you were a little bit hungover, we'd been to a party, and the next morning you'd stayed at mine and you were asking for some liquid ice? You couldn't think of the term water? Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I'm gagging here, I need some liquid ice. And at first I thought it was like some sort of weird street name. And then I figured out what you meant was you wanted a glass of water and you just couldn't make your brain work.
Well, this is the trials and tribulations of a Saturday morning. As you say, it's just another Saturday morning on the big market. And hopefully we'll be a little squiffy tomorrow after we go out for our buddy's birthday. I'm feeling this isn't going to be one of our most exciting videos, but this is a necessary evil because we get this done, we get all the good shit, and then in the next video...
Then we can build the thing that I'm flying across on mine, and then we're fucking there and back.
I ain't job done. Design. I think a couple of tweets to the nipple party, and we're there.
Nah, it's bollocks.
The nipple party is based on your design principles, I would like to remind you.
Yeah, but now I'm leaps and bounds ahead of the nipple party. You see, and the key to it is, what I've found is that that tri-stack decoupler, the tri-stack thing.
Now, I will admit that when I got to the Mun and the footage that I've got, I did use the tri-stack decoupler. I found it to be very useful. We
should stop calling it decoupler. There's people that know what Kerbal Space Program's about will be going mental. The adapter.
The tri-stack adapter. Yeah, I was just copying you. You called it a decoupler.
Yeah,
I knew you were wrong all along. I pulled the parachute early because I'm not sure how far above sea level this shit goes.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Apparently there's some way to check altitude. That's your speed. Do you see the clock thing at the top? That might have something to do with it, or that might be velocity as well. But apparently, if
looking at this, I think that's above sea level.
Right. I think there's also supposed to be something if you hop into the IVA. One of these dials here is supposed to tell you.
Okay, I am not pressing any of these buttons. I want to make that up. Okay.
Probably should hop back out.
That'll be fine. It's aiming towards the ground. The parachutes are out. Wrong button. There we go. Ooh, pretty. And the parachute's gone, so I can speed up time. If only I get turn back time. But I'm sure we'll find a way.
Not even saying anything about that.
So this was pretty successful. You see, we tried to build a specialised craft for doing it, but we know that the...
And we're quoted fucking share in the process.
You see, I knew you'd bite. But, yeah, we tried to create a specialised craft for extraterrestrial manoeuvres. It didn't work. It wasn't good enough. We tried to make a special craft for terrestrial manoeuvres. It wasn't good enough. It didn't work. But the extraterrestrial craft works for terrestrial manoeuvres. So what we need to build is an extra-galactic craft.
Right.
And that'll probably get us just to the Mun.
Sounds good. I bet Ralph Fiennes wishes that he had one of these.
3 science. 3 science. You said I was going to get loads of fucking science from this.
Well, not from goo. You never get anything good from goo.
Another 3 science.
And watch this shit.
7.5. It seems to be sort of the same per biome, no matter which biome you go to. I thought this being a further one, a more difficult biome to get.
Get out, do a crew report. Oh, that was a bit shit. Okay, then get out, do an EVA, collect some snow and some ice. Don't get eaten by a polar bear, or possibly a penguin. I forget which pole is which pole. 2.4. This, the surface sample better be worth it. 9. I mean, it's good, but it's dribs and drabs. I think that was alright.
It's not Munna science.
Is there anything good around here? We're quite close to the pole.
I want to jump and see if he slides. Oh, he doesn't slide.
Stacks his face.
We are quite close to the pole, but by the looks of it, we'll be running a long time before we can get anywhere. I mean, the craft has a certain amount of fuel left, but unfortunately I put the door all the way up there, and we haven't unlocked ladders yet, so I think that's the end of it.
In one of my career mode failures, I managed to crash land something on the moon, and then I sent a craft with a spare cockpit and tried to land it nearby. And thought, oh well, we'll do a rescue mission. I'll land this, and then I can get him in. But that also kind of ran out of fuel, but it had a little bit more than the original lander. So then I decided to hop little Jabe Kerbal out, and then sent him running across the moon. But it turned out I kind of got my landing sites a bit wrong, so they were literally on opposite sides of the moon. And after about 20 minutes of trying to get him to sort of run, hop, skip, jump, EVA and RCS his way across the face of the moon, I realised that I'd probably die of old age before I'm actually there.
I mean, they are
So I
quite
packed that
large.
in. I just shot him straight up into space and then just turned it off and fucking walked away from it. Let him face palm onto the moon.
Yeah, well, I'm in a similar situation in that I've got a Kerbal stuck on the moon. The difference is that I killed 2 Kerbals trying to get him back from the moon before I was sensible enough to think, why don't I just send out an automated probe with a spare cockpit on it?
It's like Saving Private Ryan all over again.
We're up to 30 signs now. If we did that again, we'd probably get enough to unlock 1 more tier's worth of stuff. So shall we try again and try for the desert biome?
Cool.
That'll give us enough. Then we'll call an end to this episode, and then we're going to go straight in and record the next episode on the sly, which is going to be trying to get to the moon. I think we'll just stick with Nipple Party since it worked.
Hey, it did the trick. Put some struts on it though. Go on. Nipple Party Mark II. Just a couple around the bottom. Don't need to be anything fancy. Just want to see how it holds up with some struts. Just attaching those corners together.
Hang on. Abort.
What are you doing? Now what is that?
Well, I thought I might as well put it on symmetry mode so that
Well, that would make sense.
does them all at the same time. And there we go. Perfect. Eh?
And call it the Nipple Party Mark II then.
Because such a drastic improvement deserves an entirely new...
Hey, this is cutting edge technology for the Kerbals. Come on, we've just found these little bits of iron, and we've worked out, even though we can build rockets and get into orbit, we can actually attach things with bits of scaffolding.
To be fair, it is the greatest technological achievement of the Geordie nation to date.
Well,
With the possible exception of brown ale.
Yep.
Oh, hang on. Just reminded me that needs to go down there, doesn't it?
Can't remember.
Let's hope so.
Turn it up.
I am really having keyboard trouble here. It's bizarre. It doesn't want to recognise the space bar. So anyway, I can just start this shit from over here. There we go.
There we go. Well, so we've got 2 broken keyboards.
We've got 2 broken keyboards.
Managed to pull a button off your little miniature keyboard that way.
I do have a 3rd keyboard.
Right, okay then. So what we'll need to do then, once we're finished this episode and we'll take a little break before we start recording the next one, potentially we might need to switch the keyboard.
Look at how well that shit's holding together. That's made a marked improvement.
There we go. Thank you. You're welcome.
Of course, I've just thought when we try and decouple these, I hope they break.
Yeah, they do. They'll be fine. They will do.
Well, let's hope so, because it's on your head if they don't.
It's fine.
So we're going to head west this time, aren't we?
Yeah, which
Try
is
and-
basically left.
We're basically left. And try and land either in the mountainous region or in the desert.
I think they count as 2 separate biomes, I think. But if we... Oh, shit. Should have put some on the inside there as well, maybe.
They ain't got much food left, I'm sure they'll be fine. Just got a bit wobbly as they let go.
Starting your tilt.
Starting my tilt. It stopped it from spinning, which is a great thing.
I love it when they kick off like that.
The stages are a little bit weird on that. It hasn't caused a major problem, which is why I haven't bothered trying to fix it yet. But I suppose when we go for the proper launch, trying to actually meet our objective of getting to the moon and back, we might want to do a little bit of a better job.
I think, I'm trying to work it out in my head. Kerbal spins like Earth does, doesn't it? Like, rotates.
Yes, it does.
I wonder which direction it rotates, because that is either going to make it way easy to do this or well difficult. Like, if it's rotating in the same direction we're flying, that's going to make it a bit...
Well, only if you're in orbit. It won't make a difference if you're already...
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, this is why you can't just...
Why
This is why it takes more than 24 hours to... more than 12 hours to fly to Australia from Newcastle. Because if it worked that way, you could just get in a helicopter and hover for 12 hours.
I thought I'd just sort of,
Oh, fuck!
What are you doing? Right, you need to head north and still in that direction.
I'm going to add a manoeuvre node.
Really?
You see? Perfect.
Right. I mean, you could just do it now by aiming a little bit north.
Yeah, but the manoeuvre node will help. If I can move the shit. Oh, fuck!
Why have you done that?
I'm so sorry, man. Which way's north? This way?
So, first of all, your spacebar isn't working, and then you've reverted back to type, you panic, the slightest thing, hit fucking spacebar again, why not?
Where's the manoeuvre node, man?
It'll be around somewhere. Just have a look, you've got plenty of time.
Yeah, but this thing...
See, there it is, look.
There it is, there's my manoeuvre node.
49-second burn. And that's going to probably end up more as well, because we'll have a little useless engine after this.
Yeah, but we've still got... No, after this we've got another funky engine.
Right.
Don't panic. 49-second burn.
Start that.
We might as well start that shit now, you know.
Aye, go on.
But I'll bring it a little bit above the horizon line, because that's based on us burning it at Wapsis. There, you see. Going in the right direction.
We're working this shit out.
And then bring it back down there, because it's pulling us out a bit too far.
Yeah, before there when we were talking about, like Earth's rotation and what have you, for a second I thought I just really brought on sort of
not just
leaps and bounds. Yeah. Like, I'll tell you what, fly the other way and then the planet will revolve underneath you and then just come down again. Basically, hop into a helicopter and then just fly straight up and just wait until you like the look of the ground underneath you as the planet rotates and then just come back down again.
And you didn't see the problem with that? You didn't think that...
I was in the zone. When you're in the zone, that's when you get good shit happens. You also get stupidity, I can't deny it, but you do get some good thoughts while you're doing that as well.
Well, at least you tried it.
One of these days, these thoughts will actually turn into something tangible and useful, and then I'll be hailed as like the new Messiah or something.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say.
Well, when I am king of the humans, obviously you'll be the first to go.
The first against the wall, eh?
Aye.
Now you see, from a bad start, I like to think I pulled that back. You're right, I did panic. I tend to do that.
You hit space when you didn't need to.
We don't need that shit anymore.
You've done it again.
No, we don't need that shit anymore.
It's just such a waste.
It only seems to be on the landing platform that I'm having problems with the keyboard, which makes me think it's not the keyboard that's the problem.
Maybe it's just doesn't handle very well. I mean, it seems alright there, though.
I say that, we'll probably end up having problems with the keyboard when it comes time to deploy the parachute. That's when it would be most likely to cause an issue. Law of sod and all that. Oh, there's a nice little desert oasis over there.
I do love it when it catches fire.
I shall deploy the parachutes, admittedly quite early, but you can never be too careful.
Put the legs out.
At 8,000 feet we are putting the legs out.
I just like the legs being out.
Oh dear, there go the cats again.
Your cats are going ape. Should I keep thinking you're being burgled?
This will take you up to 50 signs. That'll give you enough to unlock something else, I think.
Totally.
And then, there's the Nipple Party Mark II debris, and then that'll set you in good stead to get to the Mun. So we'll be wrapping this one up fairly soon, but I reckon within the next half an hour, 45 minutes of actual gameplay sitting here, we're going to be on the Mun.
Totally. We've totally got this in the bag.
And then the Geordie Space Program will be successful, and we'll just have to rescue Jebediah, and then everyone can go home.
That's it. Tied up the loose ends. Personally, though, I'm finding that I'm really enjoying playing this. I think we could set ourselves maybe a bigger and brighter goal if we're still enjoying it, if people are still enjoying watching it.
Yeah, why the hell not? I mean, I do love Kerbal Space Program, even though, as can be demonstrated by some of the videos we've done, I'm pretty fucking terrible at it.
Well, I think I've given myself a major bug now that I've actually managed to kind of touch something down, and I think I've kind of got the right stuff to bring something back from the moon. So I'm thinking, well, why not look at some of their fucking planets? You've got to be careful with that time acceleration coming down. Remember what happened to Bill?
It seems to be fine once the parachutes are fully deployed.
Oh, is it just the kind of rip off?
But if you're going super speed, when the parachutes are out but haven't fully deployed, then they tend to just fly off.
Did we get 3 apiece there again?
Yeah, it seems to be exactly the same. So one Kerbal biome is pretty much the same as another Kerbal biome.
Now, what happened there?
What happened there is I EVA'd without turning the...
You fucking numpty.
Yeah, apparently that's a bad thing. That's how I last red suit.
Hang on.
Yeah, it was Bob.
You're fucking kidding. So, of the 3 heroes, the ones that so many other YouTubers and how many other players like to keep alive, we've got Jeb, lost in space, we killed Bill twice, and now fucking Bob's just taking a header off his ship face first into the friggin' desert at 500 miles an hour somehow because you pressed the wrong button.
I really hope they fixed the warp time because I cannot be trusted with it. On the plus side, we can still recover the vessel, and we've still got a 12...
3 short?
No, we're not. We're 8 short.
I thought it was 45 to get something else.
Oh, you're right. Oh, we are short.
So, what should have been swimmingly has turned into yet another 30-minute fucking failure.
Perhaps.
Well, it has.
No, I'm going to be a pussy about this.
No, you're not.
I am going to be a pussy about this.
What are you doing?
I'm being a pussy. I'm very sorry. But I want that next stage. I want to get to the Mun. I don't want to...
We swore we wouldn't do this. Launch. The most... to be fair, it's probably the most successful launch that we've had so far. Fuck me.
I know we said we wouldn't do this, but, I mean, really... To come so close and to subject our poor viewers to another video of us dicking around and not even getting anywhere near the Mun. No, we've got to do it for them. We have to do it for them.
Do you not want to just accelerate time and jump them out and fucking smear Marcus there all over the friggin' launch pad as well? Why don't you leave them there for the next nipple party to come out and just take off on top of them?
No, we got 11.2 sides. So
you should have got a sample. If you were going to do it, you might as well have done it properly, frankly.
No,
because at some point we'll hit a brick wall and we'll go back and do that again.
We've already got a sample from there, from our very first launch.
That's correct.
But we didn't have the science technology then, so we didn't get a science report there. So what do you want? We've got some new rockets, or we've got some aerodynamics. That's what we've got to choose from. That's what we can afford.
I think, to be honest, probably let's have a look at the rockets again.
Rockets we've got...
Well, I've never used one of them before.
No, I've used them. They're not bad. You can stick it on, like maybe 4 on a fuel tank around the side. It'll murder the fuel tank very quickly, but it'll give you a fuckload of thrust.
I like the big fuel tanks.
Well, that's a big fuel tank. That's a big liquid fuel tank.
I'm thinking that kind of makes sense.
Well, there's nothing there we're really going to use.
We're going to use probes.
I mean, this shit's mainly for planes.
You say that, but on principle, I use the Mark 1 cockpit there when I'm flying stuff because it looks gnarly when you're flying through space with it. It weighs more. It's got no additional advantage to the normal one from what I can see, but I just like the look of it because it makes it feel a bit more badass.
And there's the inline wheel, but I mean...
Never used one of them either.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives you more control, but I've never been one for control.
Get the big fuel tanks. I know where I am with the big fuel tanks.
You know what you're doing with the big fuel tank. Well, I guess that more or less brings to a close a fairly uneventful episode of Geordie Space Program.
Another one.
But if you'd care to come back and join us in our next episode, we are going to make a break for the Mun.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. Remember to drop a like, comment or subscription if you'd be so kind, and we'll see you very shortly.
We'll see you shortly. Good night.